Aquarius, have you noticed it? Since the supermoon, your world hasn't felt the same. You've been waking up at strange hours, your heart racing for no reason. People who once felt close suddenly feel miles away. Dreams that used to fade at sunrise now follow you into daylight. Something in the air has shifted, and it isn't chaos. It's a cosmic alarm, ringing just for you. Because beginning October 10th, the universe sends confirmation of what your soul already sensed. You've entered the final stage of awakening, the point where the dreamers separate from the chosen. This is the threshold between illusion and destiny. And here's the part no one dares to tell you. Once you cross this line, nothing about your life will ever stay the same. The lies around you collapse, the masks you once wore begin to melt, and the real version of you, the one you've buried under duty, doubt, and fear, starts to rise like light breaking through a storm. But there's danger in this transformation, because before the miracle appears, the universe always sends tests disguised as loss. Your comfort zones will fight back, your emotions will rebel, and everything false will try to hold you prisoner one last time. You'll question if you're losing your mind, but you're not. You're losing the matrix. Aquarius, this is the universe's final exam, and it comes in the form of 7 shocking signs. Each one is designed to test your courage, your intuition, and your ability to choose truth over comfort. Miss even one, and you'll feel stuck in confusion for months. But recognize them, truly see them, and you'll unlock the miracle frequency meant only for the awakened Aquarians. So don't scroll, don't click away, because the countdown has already begun. And when the clock strikes October 10th, the first shockwave hits, revealing who you were and who you're becoming. Stay until the end, because the 7th sign doesn't just predict your transformation, it confirms when your real life finally begins. Pause. Soft reverb rise. You're not here by accident. You were guided to this message because the universe needs you awake now. Aquarius, the clock is ticking toward October 10th, and this isn't just another date on a calendar. It's the opening of a numerological 10 out of 10 portal, a code of completion, rebirth, and divine alignment. In numerology, 10 means the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. And when it repeats, 10 out of 10, it becomes a master gate of transformation, a moment when the universe upgrades the soul to its next mission. For you, Aquarius, this portal carries something rare. It blends the transformational energy of Pluto with the awakening power of Uranus, your ruling planet. That combination, it's revolutionary. It tears down what's fake and forces you to rise as your authentic self. This week, you may feel disoriented, as if time itself is bending. Conversations may glitch. Technology may act strange. Your sleep patterns might collapse. Don't fight it. It's not malfunction. It's realignment. Your spirit is being rewired. Your old timeline, the version of reality built on comfort, denial, and fear, is collapsing in real time. That's why you may feel like your mind and body are out of sync. One part of you wants to rest. Another part is ready to run. You're literally shifting between frequencies, and the people around you can feel it. Some may say, you've changed. They'll call you cold, distant, maybe even unpredictable, but they don't understand. Your vibration is now outpacing theirs. You're moving at the speed of destiny, while others are still looping in old lessons. You'll notice strange things, dreams that feel more real than reality, faces from past lives appearing in your sleep, sudden cravings to leave certain environments or cut off specific energies. Your body may reject old foods, toxic habits, or even people who drain your aura. You're not losing your balance. you're becoming new. But here's the twist. Before rebirth, there's always a breakdown. The universe doesn't upgrade you while you're comfortable. It shakes your world to break your limits. That's why, in these days leading to October 10th, you'll feel your comfort zone fighting back. You'll crave the familiar, even when it hurts. You'll want to go back to old patterns, even when you know they're toxic. That's the trap. That's the test. Because this portal isn't just about light. It's about proving you can hold the light when darkness tries to pull you down. Every vibration shift comes with resistance, and every resistance is proof that your next chapter is near. So when life starts shaking, don't panic. Smile, breathe, and remember, the breakdown is the sign you're already inside the rebirth. The first shocking sign begins right there, when your old world starts to crumble and your soul whispers, it's time to awaken for real. Aquarius, this is where it begins. The first shocking sign of your awakening, the collapse of false connections. Out of nowhere, people start drifting away. Texts stop coming. Conversations that once flowed easily now feel forced. You look at people you've known for years and realize something feels off. They haven't changed. You have. When your vibration rises, your energy becomes incompatible with lower frequencies. It's like trying to fit a lightning bolt into a candlelight socket. It simply won't connect anymore. That's what's happening now. You might feel confused or even guilty. You might replay conversations in your head, wondering, did I do something wrong? But the truth is, this isn't personal. It's energetic. The universe is performing what I call a soul detox. Every person leaving right now is being gently removed by divine design because they can't travel to the next level with you. They're not villains in your story, they're just characters whose scenes are finished. It's heartbreaking at first. You'll cry, you'll resist, you'll question why your circle is shrinking. But Aquarius, the universe doesn't take away, it clears space. You're being prepared for something deeper, your soul tribe. The people who will meet you in this next chapter are not random. They are destiny connections, souls who vibrate on the same light frequency you're stepping into. And here's the thing most people don't understand. Before new souls arrive, the old ones must be released. If you try to hold on, you'll block your blessings. So when someone ghosts you, betrays you, or suddenly fades into silence, don't chase, don't fight it. Instead, whisper, "Thank you for your role in my evolution." That small act of surrender sends a powerful signal to the universe that you trust the divine rearrangement happening behind the scenes. Because even though it feels like you're losing people, what you're really losing are energetic anchors. You're rising, and rising souls cannot carry extra weight. But here's the twist. The very next person who enters your life after October 10th may not feel comfortable at first. You'll sense intensity, a strange mirror effect. They might trigger you, challenge you, or push your emotional buttons. Don't run. That person is reflecting the new you emerging through this awakening. They carry the same upgraded frequency, and the friction you feel is simply your old energy adjusting to your future vibration. So breathe, Aquarius. Let go of who's leaving and stay open to who's arriving. Because the universe isn't punishing you, it's reprogramming your connections to match the version of you that was born for miracles. This is your first test. Pass it, and your destiny begins to take shape. Aquarius, the second sign of awakening doesn't show up in your world. It shows up inside you. It's silent at first, subtle, but then it hits. Hard. Out of nowhere, you start crying for no reason. You stare at old photos, hear familiar songs, and suddenly you're flooded with emotions you thought you'd buried years ago. Anger from childhood, guilt from past choices, sadness from people who left without closure. This isn't regression, it's release. Your soul has been carrying unspoken pain like old data files. And now, as your vibration rises, that energy becomes too heavy to hold. So the universe presses delete. You begin to purge, not because you're weak, but because you're finally strong enough to let go. You might feel body chills, sudden heat waves, or even pressure in your chest. That's not random. That's energy moving through your spine, activating your Aquarian light codes. These sensations are proof that your emotional system is being recalibrated. Every tear that falls is a code being rewritten. Every moment of pain that resurfaces is a portal closing behind you. And just when you think you've cried it all out, the universe throws one more twist your way. But here's the twist. This emotional purge might also bring people from your past back into your orbit. An old friend, an ex-lover, a person you haven't spoken to in years. They'll appear out of nowhere. A text, a phone call, a random like on an old post. And for a second, your heart might race. Is this fate? Are we meant to reconnect? No, Aquarius. This is closure, not chance. The universe isn't trying to reopen old wounds. It's giving you a final moment to seal them. You're not meant to re-enter those timelines. You're meant to end them consciously. When these people reappear, don't rush to explain or repair. Instead, observe. Notice how your body feels around them. You'll sense it instantly, that vibration mismatch. That's how you know you've grown. Say what needs to be said, forgive what needs to be forgiven, and release them with peace. Because until you do, fragments of your energy remain scattered in those old stories. And the universe can't hand you your next chapter while you're still reading the last one. This is why emotional purging feels like heartbreak, exhaustion, and rebirth all at once. It's your soul returning home to its true frequency. So don't suppress it. Don't hide from it. Let the tears fall. Let the emotions surface. Because behind every tear is light. Behind every memory is freedom. You're not breaking down. You're breaking open. And the moment you stop fighting the purge, you begin to feel something new. The quiet calm that says, you're almost free. Aquarius, have you felt it lately? That strange pull to disappear, to go quiet, to vanish from the noise of the world, to just be still. You open your phone and instinctively close it. You begin typing a message and delete it before hitting send. It's not because you've lost interest in people. It's because your spirit is whispering, protect your energy. This is the disappearing phase, the third sign that you've entered the final stage of awakening. It feels lonely on the surface, but in truth, it's one of the most sacred periods of your entire journey. Your intuition keeps telling you, don't explain yourself, and you should listen. That instinct isn't fear. It's your cosmic shield forming. In this silence, your energy is recalibrating. Every word you don't speak, every invitation you turn down, every moment you choose peace over chaos, those are tiny acts of alignment. They signal to the universe that you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting. You may notice you're less interested in gossip, drama, or explaining your plans to people who wouldn't understand anyway. That's because your frequency is outgrowing their frequency. You're not isolating, you're incubating. The universe hides its most precious creations before revealing them. A seed must be buried before it blooms. A caterpillar must vanish inside a dark cocoon before it emerges as a butterfly. And you, Aquarius, are now inside your cosmic cocoon. You might feel misunderstood, as if no one really gets you anymore. Perfect. That's the point. You're no longer meant to fit in where you once did. This is the space where old timelines die and new ones begin. Everything you've outgrown is falling away quietly. Careers, friendships, beliefs, habits. Don't mourn the exit. Bless it. because each departure creates energetic space for the next version of your destiny to walk in. In this silence, you start to hear your true voice. You realize what you want, what you deserve, and what you'll never tolerate again. That clarity is your power, the quiet before the miracle. But here's the twist. The longer you stay in this silence, the clearer your next calling becomes. Most people rush this phase because silence feels scary, but not you. You're meant to master it. If you try to skip it, you delay your manifestation. If you honor it, you accelerate your miracle. The stillness isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's the moment your soul aligns with its blueprint and whispers, "This is who I really am." So don't rush back into noise. Don't break the cocoon before your wings are ready. Because when you emerge from this silence, the world will no longer recognize you, but your destiny will. Aquarius, once the universe knows you're awake, it starts to speak to you, not with words, but with patterns. And when you begin seeing repeating numbers, 111, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's not coincidence. That's communication. These numbers are frequency codes designed to confirm your alignment and remind you that your reality is now quantum. It's responding to your thoughts, your emotions, your vibration. Let's decode them. 111. The number of instant manifestation. When you see it, your thoughts are powerful enough to reshape your reality. Think wisely. Every idea you entertain becomes a command to the universe. 222, the number of divine balance and partnership. It means your soul path is aligned. You're not walking alone. Unseen guides are matching your frequency, step for step. 333, the number of spiritual assistants. It's your angels, ascended masters, and ancestors saying, "We're close. You're not imagining it. We're here." 1010, the number of ascension. You've reached a new energetic level. One chapter has closed, and a brand new reality is unlocking before your eyes. When you start seeing these numbers, pay attention to what's happening in that exact moment. What were you thinking? Who were you speaking to? What emotion passed through you? Because these codes aren't random. They're responses. The universe mirrors you through patterns. That's why clocks freeze at 11:11 when you're deep in thought. That's why a random song repeats the same lyric you've been feeling. That's why an object might fall from a shelf just when you're doubting a decision. These are not coincidences. They're nudges. Aquarius, you are in constant conversation with the divine, even when you're unaware of it. Synchronicities are how the universe says, "Keep going, you're aligned." But as magical as these signs are, they come with a warning. But here's the twist. If you ignore them, if you shrug them off as just numbers, the universe won't give up. It will intensify them. You'll start seeing them in dreams. They'll appear on receipts, billboards, license plates, phone notifications, over and over until you finally pay attention. And if you still resist, synchronicity will evolve into disruption, sudden delays, déjà vu moments, emotional triggers, anything to get your attention back on the path. The more awakened you are, the louder the universe becomes, because every sign you acknowledge expands your awareness, and everyone you ignore delays your alignment. So when you see those numbers, pause, breathe, say out loud, "I'm listening." That simple act turns coincidence into conversation. These signs mean you've stepped beyond logic, into co-creation. The universe isn't happening to you anymore. It's happening through you. So keep your eyes open, Aquarius, because from this point on, reality itself will start winking at you. Aquarius, by the time you reach the 5th sign of awakening, you start feeling it in your bones. You wake up tired even after a full night's sleep. You drag through the day with heavy eyes and a restless mind that won't switch off. It feels like you've been in a battle you don't remember fighting. That's because, energetically, you have. Your aura has been working overtime, cleansing, recalibrating, integrating higher frequencies that your body's still learning to hold. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You're upgrading. Think of yourself like a divine computer system. The universe just installed new software, light codes, new DNA instructions for your next chapter. But to run that update, your system has to shut down for a while. Your body feels sluggish because it's burning through old programming. Fear, shame, insecurity, scarcity. Every ache, every wave of exhaustion is your old energy being rewritten with higher consciousness. Some days you'll feel spaced out or dizzy, as though reality's vibrating faster than you can process. Your heart might race at night, not from anxiety, but from your energy expanding. It's your frequency syncing with the rhythm of the cosmos. Drink more water than usual. Rest when your body says rest. Avoid conflict, because even simple arguments can drain your recalibration energy. And above all, stop judging yourself for being tired. This isn't burnout, it's birth. The fatigue is your system rebooting after years of carrying emotional and spiritual weight. You're not falling apart. You're coming online at a higher vibration. And here's something wild. When you sleep, your soul isn't resting. It's traveling. You're doing deep energetic work in your dreams, meeting guides, healing past lives, closing karmic loops. So when you wake up exhausted, it's because you've spent the night working in other dimensions. But here's the twist. This fatigue doesn't disappear through caffeine or motivation. It ends the moment you take action on that new idea that's been haunting you, that creative spark you've been ignoring, that career shift you've been resisting, that vision that scares you because it feels too big. That's the key. The universe is saying, you've received enough upgrades, now it's time to use them. Once you move, even one small step, the energy that's been stuck inside you begins to flow again. You'll notice your tiredness fade, your mood lift, and your focus sharpen. Because spiritual fatigue isn't just about rest, it's about redirection. The universe slows you down to make sure your next move comes from soul, not survival. So, Aquarius, instead of fighting the exhaustion, listen to it. Let it guide you toward what truly energizes your spirit. And when that inspiration finally hits, don't think twice. Act. Because the moment you honor your calling, the heaviness vanishes, and you step fully into the light body your destiny's been building all along. Aquarius, by the time you reach the 5th sign of awakening, you start feeling it in your bones. You wake up tired, even after a full night's sleep. You drag through the day with heavy eyes and a restless mind that won't switch off. It feels like you've been in a battle you don't remember fighting. That's because, energetically, you have. Your aura has been working overtime, cleansing, recalibrating, integrating higher frequencies that your body's still learning to hold. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You're upgrading. Think of yourself like a divine computer system. The universe just installed new software, light codes, new DNA instructions for your next chapter. But to run that update, your system has to shut down for a while. Your body feels sluggish because it's burning through old programming. Fear, shame, insecurity, scarcity. Every ache, every wave of exhaustion is your old energy being rewritten with higher consciousness. Some days you'll feel spaced out or dizzy, as though reality's vibrating faster than you can process. Your heart might race at night, not from anxiety, but from your energy expanding. It's your frequency syncing with the rhythm of the cosmos. Drink more water than usual. Rest when your body says rest. Avoid conflict, because even simple arguments can drain your recalibration energy. And above all, stop judging yourself for being tired. This isn't burnout, it's birth. The fatigue is your system rebooting after years of carrying emotional and spiritual weight. You're not falling apart. You're coming online at a higher vibration. And here's something wild. When you sleep, your soul isn't resting. It's traveling. You're doing deep energetic work in your dreams, meeting guides, healing past lives, closing karmic loops. So when you wake up exhausted, it's because you've spent the night working in other dimensions. But here's the twist. This fatigue doesn't disappear through caffeine or motivation. It ends the moment you take action on that new idea that's been haunting you, that creative spark you've been ignoring, that career shift you've been resisting, that vision that scares you because it feels too big. That's the key. The universe is saying, you've received enough upgrades. Now it's time to use them. Once you move, even one small step, the energy that's been stuck inside you begins to flow again. You'll notice your tiredness fade, your mood lift, and your focus sharpen. Because spiritual fatigue isn't just about rest, it's about redirection. The universe slows you down to make sure your next move comes from soul, not survival. So Aquarius, instead of fighting the exhaustion, listen to it. Let it guide you toward what truly energizes your spirit. And when that inspiration finally hits, don't think twice. Act. Because the moment you honor your calling, the heaviness vanishes, and you step fully into the light body your destiny's been building all along. Aquarius, this is the moment reality starts to bend. You'll wake up one morning and feel like you're existing in two different worlds, one collapsing and one emerging. You'll notice people around you repeating the same old patterns, the same complaints, the same conversations, as if they're trapped in a loop. Meanwhile, you feel time speeding up. Things that used to take months suddenly happen overnight. Synchronicities come faster. Manifestations appear quicker. You're not imagining it. You're stepping between timelines. This is called the timeline split. It happens when your vibration rises so high that the old version of your reality can no longer contain you. You begin to phase out of the dense timeline you once lived in, the one built on fear, lack, and repetition, and merge into a higher one aligned with freedom, peace, and divine purpose. It can feel dizzying. You'll question your sanity. You might catch yourself saying, "Did I dream that? Or did it really happen?" You're not losing touch with reality. You're gaining quantum clarity. You're starting to see truth through the eyes of your higher self. And as this shift happens, your external world begins to rearrange itself to match your new vibration. Jobs may suddenly end. Relationships may fade without warning. You may feel called to move to a new city, change your look, or completely reinvent your path. It all happens fast. That's the universe saying, the old script is done. It's time for your next scene. You're watching one timeline collapse while another timeline forms beneath your feet. 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future. And the pull between them can feel exhausting. You'll have moments where you think, should I go back to who I was? Maybe that was easier, but that's the trap. The gravity of your old self trying to pull you back down. Aquarius, listen carefully. Every choice you make now decides which reality solidifies. But here's the twist. It's not the big choices that define your next 6 months. It's the small ones. Choosing peace instead of reacting. Choosing faith instead of fear. Choosing silence over drama. Each decision, no matter how small, locks you deeper into one timeline or the other. The universe is watching, waiting to see what you'll choose, because whichever energy you align with today becomes the foundation of your next chapter. So pause before reacting. Ask yourself, is this response from my old self, or my awakened self? That single second of awareness can change everything, because in this split, timelines don't just diverge, they multiply. And the one you feed with your focus is the one that becomes real. So choose consciously, Aquarius, because the next 6 months of your destiny depend on this moment, right now. Aquarius, after the chaos, after the silence, after every breakdown and every sleepless night, something inside you finally clicks. It's quiet, it's subtle, but it's real. You wake up one morning and the weight you've been carrying is simply gone. No drama, no struggle, just peace. That's when you know you've entered the final stage of awakening, the miracle frequency. It doesn't come with fireworks or flashing lights. It comes with stillness, the kind of stillness that hums with power. It's the moment your vibration finally matches your destiny. Suddenly, the world begins to rearrange itself around you. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. A message, an invitation, a chance meeting, each one perfectly timed. Money begins to flow from unexpected places. Relationships heal effortlessly, and your intuition becomes so sharp it feels almost supernatural. That's not luck, that's alignment. You've synced with the current of the universe instead of swimming against it. Every thought, every action, every heartbeat begins to attract miracles naturally. You'll notice that you no longer have to chase. You stop begging the world to notice your worth. You stop forcing doors to open. And that's exactly when the doors swing wide without you touching them. Because this is what the miracle frequency really means. You've become magnetic. You attract what once seemed impossible because you've stopped doubting that you deserve it. And the universe always responds to certainty faster than to struggle. But as golden as this phase feels, it comes with one final test. But here's the twist. The miracle only stays if you live from truth, not fear. If you slip back into old patterns, comparing, controlling, doubting, the frequency fades. Not as punishment, but as a reminder. You can't fake alignment. Every choice you make after October 10th will either feed your soul or feed your ego. And the miracle knows the difference. Truth feels light, peaceful, and steady, even when it scares you. Fear feels heavy, rushed, and noisy, even when it looks safe. Choose truth. Speak what's real. Follow what feels aligned, not what feels familiar. When you live from truth, the miracle frequency becomes permanent. Life starts to unfold with divine precision. Right place, right people, right timing, every single time. Your energy glows differently. People feel it when you walk into a room. Synchronicities multiply, and you realize the universe was never testing you to break you. It was testing you to reveal you. This is the moment the old Aquarius fades, and the awakened one takes their first real breath. So breathe it in. This is your reward for surviving the storm. You've stepped beyond survival into sovereignty. Your miracle isn't coming someday. It's here, right now, vibrating in every heartbeat you take in truth. So, Aquarius, take a breath. Let the weight of everything you've heard settle for a moment. Because October 10th isn't just another day on the calendar. It's the cosmic checkpoint your soul agreed to before you were even born. You didn't stumble here by accident. You were guided through numbers, dreams, losses, and whispers straight to this message. And now, the universe is asking you to remember who you are. You're not losing your mind. You're losing the old matrix. The structure that once defined you is dissolving, and in its place, a brand new reality is forming. These 7 shocking signs aren't punishments or random chaos. They're proof that you've reached the final stage of awakening, the moment when the caterpillar stops fighting the cocoon and finally realizes it's meant to fly. Maybe you're in the purge right now, feeling emotions rise like waves that won't stop crashing. Maybe you're stuck between timelines, watching old doors close while the new ones stay half open. Or maybe, just maybe, you've already felt the calm of that miracle frequency, the peace that comes when you stop chasing and start trusting. Whichever stage you're in, know this: you're exactly where you're meant to be. Every breakdown, every goodbye, every sleepless night has been a sacred part of your initiation. The universe doesn't test you to destroy you. It tests you to reveal you. You've shed old skins, outgrown old souls, and rewritten your destiny in silence. Now it's time to step into the version of yourself that the stars have been aligning for since the day you took your first breath. So here's what I want you to do, Aquarius. Go down to the comments and declare where you are right now. Which of these 7 signs is happening in your life? Is it the emotional purge, the timeline split, or the arrival of the miracle frequency itself? Type it below, not just as a comment, but as a cosmic confirmation. Comment your sign and the number of your current sign, because when you write it, you anchor it. And who knows, your story might be the one that awakens another Aquarius tonight. If this message spoke to your soul, if it reminded you that everything happening to you is happening for you, then don't let the energy stop here. Like this video, subscribe for your next prophecy, share it with someone who's been questioning their purpose, because maybe they're on the edge of awakening too. Remember, this isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your real destiny. The life you've been dreaming of isn't waiting in the future. It's waiting for the moment you finally say yes to your truth. So take this message, hold it close, and step boldly into the next chapter. Because when the clock strikes October 10th, the universe isn't asking you to be ready. It's declaring that you already are. And as the portal opens, one truth remains unshakable. You are not behind. You are not late. You are becoming. Stay awake. Stay brave. Stay cosmic. Your miracle has begun.